is another word for the human energy body. It is often depicted as two triangles overlapping the body. The two triangles suggest a positive and negative charge, a masculine and feminine force, and an upward and downward inertia. It is the conscious use of these two inner polarities that catalyzes not only our spiritual growth, but also the ability to travel our inner cosmos, or really the cosmos. But what does it mean to travel our inner cosmos? Well, our inner world is not an obscure space. It's not just a blob of energy that we don't know anything about, but rather a precise network of circuitry. This circuitry is interdimensional, spanning and tracing all levels of creation and the entire process of human and cosmic evolution. The various levels of creation and stages of human development are marked by specific stars and planetary bodies. Thus, we can actually see the cosmos not primarily as a physical place, but mainly as a direct reflection of the human inner world, a direct reflection of human and cosmic development. As above, so below, as within, so without. So, when we look at a planet, we are not looking at a physical thing. We are looking at a time of humanity, a time of creation and cosmic evolution. When you see a star, you are not looking at a ball of gas. You are not looking at a point of light. You are looking at yourself. You are looking at a time in your own soul's history. We cannot separate the esoteric reality of the spheres from the physical plane without separating from our spiritual bodies, without separating ourselves from our higher self. Thus, the true singularity is not man eventually merging with technology to master the universe, as we are often told. The real singularity is developing our connection to our inner world to such a high degree that our physical body begins to be able to do what our astral body does, what our energy body does. It is to remove any schism between the physical and spiritual world within us. The singularity is to physically become our spirit entirely. The singularity is embodiment. The singularity is the complete integration of the soul in the body, and thus the development of all cities or all spiritual powers, especially the power to travel the universe using only our mind. Yes, physically travel the universe using only our mind. At this supreme level of human development, man does not need a ship. Man does not really need external technologies the way he does now. It's an entirely new paradigm. All right, so Merkaba. The Merkaba is, the best way to view it is that, I'm working on another series of In Plain Sight, and I'm deep in the magics with it. And, so much of public focus is on, advanced technology and UFOs and how to make UFOs free energy. And really, all that free energy is just technologically making a Merkaba. That's literally what it is. And we can do that through spiritual practice. And ultimately, the Merkaba is just, the Merkaba is a good way to see it is your energy body as a way to travel. And first, we learn how to travel within our inner world, and through psychic vision and through development of our energy body, healing our energy body, learning to perceive our energy body in more and more detail to sense how it's moving. We learn how to sense time correctly, not linearly, but to sense time and to know space. And there's all these different phases that we go through to develop basically our traveling body. It's often shown as the Star of David. So there's one aspect of the Merkaba is the lower self and the physical world and the feminine and the downward triangle. The other aspect is the upward triangle, which is the masculine. It is the spirit, the fire, the action. And so we essentially, one way to look at it is that both your upward triangle, which is your masculine element, and your downward triangle, which is your feminine element, they have to be in harmony. The more in harmony these aspects are, the more balanced your Merkaba is, or the more balanced your energy body is going to become. And there is a point where you can develop your Merkaba, where you actually can start to do some pretty incredible things. Like, once you develop inwardly and familiarize yourself with all of these subtle directions that go on, when you familiarize yourself with all of the subtle things going on in your world, eventually what happens is that you begin to have control over the material plane. When you have control over the material plane, you start to get some serious cities that develop. I'm talking like things like being able to appear and disappear, being able to bilocate, and basically you're a master. And when you're a master, you really don't need a ship. You don't need a physical ship. You can literally travel throughout the cosmos just by your energy body. There's no need for any kind of technology. That is the real singularity. The real singularity is not technology. It is you literally becoming a master, becoming superhuman, and merging. The singularity is merging your spirit with your physical body. So that is why, that's why sometimes you'll see little orbs or lights in the sky, and you think, oh, is that a craft, or oh, is that a Merkaba body? Who knows, right? So basically, the last step of developing your Merkaba, your light body, is complete mastery, where you have complete mastery over the physical world, and you can basically, your physical body can do whatever your spirit can do. It's just that's the highest level. This is the level. I don't know. I think in Theosophy it's called. Now I'm not sure, but it may be called the fifth initiation. There's levels of initiation where you can do all these crazy things, so yeah. But where we are is that you have to become very, very still, very, very quiet, and you have to sort of learn and notice and sense and feel all of this stuff that's going on within you. And then an entire cosmos will light up within you. And you'll begin to see more of your past lives. You'll begin to see cosmic lives, cosmic things, earth things, and you'll start expanding. And eventually, you'll get to a high degree, and this is also to do with Steiner and 12 senses. Eventually, you'll get to such a level of precise sensitivity that every star in the sky becomes a time. And this is what a stargate is. Every single star in the sky is a time. And every single planet in the sky is like a density or a place and time as well. And you get to learn to become that time, or become that. Every cosmic body is actually an experience. And then you learn to do that for a while. And that involves you seeing yourself in all of these different forms, all these different cosmic forms, all the different initiations that you've had. Obviously, this intense cosmic memory opens up, but it's all inside of you. They're all, it's all being reflected with your inner light. This is a black sun experience. This is a inner experience where you're seeing your inner world. You're seeing your entire inner cosmos, which is your journey through the cosmos, your incarnations in various different planets and spheres. You see these things, and as you experience yourself in that planetary sphere or associated with that star, you'll experience yourself in a certain condition. So if you begin to have memories of being Pleiadian, you begin to feel how it is to be associated with that star, which is a very specific light ray, which is a specific time for humanity, and it's a specific time of your own consciousness. So you will download and absorb everything from that star, everything there, and then you'll move on and you'll do it with the whole cosmos. You will find the pieces of you that are there and put them in place, and then eventually that will allow you to travel the cosmos physically. Now, that's the real way to do it. That's the singularity. There's no technology at all. It's literally personal development. But that's hard because, in order to unlock the aspect of yourself that's associated with that planetary sphere or even a star, you may have to overcome some kind of trauma, some kind of pain. And that's why we don't do it, is because, it's almost like we don't want to light up our inner cosmos because we don't want to experience pain and fear and whatever. But so in other words, how we start to develop that Merkaba is the purification of ourself, the purification of our energy body, and understanding that literally your energy body is a vehicle. When you reach the highest level of consciousness, you can travel anywhere in the cosmos with your mind and your physical body intact. It's crazy. We're kind of far from that now, but it doesn't change the process. So you will discover who you are in the stars, and you will discover the pieces of you that are on Mars, and you'll discover the pieces of you that are on Venus, and the pieces of you that are waiting to be born on Jupiter, and the pieces of you that are inside out in Vulcan, and the pieces of you that are maybe struggling in the Moon. You will find yourself in all of these places, and that is how you will know yourself. But you won't know yourself from the mind. You will know yourself on such a deep level that you can go there anytime. And we do this inside of ourselves over and over again, downloading our cosmic wisdom, seeing ourselves in all these forms, knowing ourselves in all these different phases of light. And that is how we develop our Merkaba. It's the development of our inner cosmos, our inner light. And only when we have that developed to a degree of perfection inside can we begin to do it externally. So you can see that, when we look at NASA and we look at this idea of like space travel, planet colonization, high technology, that ain't it. Is it interesting? Yeah. Is it a phase of human development? Yeah, it is, for sure. But you're not going to develop your Merkaba by flying around in a spaceship. That is a totally different thing. That is an external physicalized technology that is kind of a mockery of what we can already do. Again, the singularity is not to merge with a spaceship and become it, or to merge with technology. The singularity is literally making it so you can do physically everything that your soul does. It is to bilocated. It is to be able to travel through stargates as a form, to dematerialize and materialize. That is the singularity. But in our backward society, all we see is every ounce of money is going towards what? Doing all this weird stuff in space, weaponizing space, wanting to force ourselves on various different planets, like our survival depends on it. When in reality, we should be going inward now. Christ is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. That is where we are now. We're not supposed to evolve organically. We're not supposed to be focused so externally, so materialistically. We have to go inward now. And we have to understand that we have everything that we need. And that the ascension comes from going inside now. And through returning to this inner world that we have been distracted from, developing our inner cosmic memory, developing our cosmic circuitry, seeing ourselves as stars and planetary bodies, and then flipping it and being able to become that singularity, which is masterfulness and being able to physically do anything that our soul does. I hope this is making sense, you guys. I guess we're at the end here. Gosh, this goes by so fast.